My name is Dr. Rhonda M. Wood, and we are broadcasting live here at the Leadership Experience Store in Detroit, Michigan. I am so excited today because I have as my very special guest the amazing Jonathan Jackson from right here in the great state of Michigan. Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. If you wouldn't mind, could you indulge our audience a little bit and tell them a little bit more about what you do, a little bit more about you and what it is that you do?
Oh, of course. My name is Jonathan. I go by JTM. That's Jay the Motivator. I ensure that I try to rehabilitate any and everyone to be the best versions of themselves. My thing is, a lot of times we go through things in life that we don't have control over. Sometimes it happens to us, but the thing is that things don't happen to us, they happen for us. So we have to get to and through our situations, and that's what I'm here to do.
I love that. Get to and through our situations.
Yes.
Love that. Listen, I know that you have some amazing consulting services.
Yes.
So, can you tell our audience a little bit more about what that entails?
Of course. So with my consulting, I love to do one-on-one help. It could be group help. Again, it's just trying to get people to and through what they're going through. So we can go through services such as helping you get to and through your situation, as I stated, but then also getting to the root of it, the nucleus of where you are and what's happening in your life, and then trying to branch out, trying to grow, trying to navigate through your life and trying to overcome those obstacles.
Right. So, what is the best advice you might have for that person, right? That person who's kind of like struggling or feeling stuck or have some obstacles or barriers in their life? What would be your best advice to help them kind of get over that hurdle?
So really, it's about taking your situation, and even if you need to write it out, dissect it. Where
Mm,
did it start? Where did it come from? How did it happen? And even if you don't have those answers, that's okay. Sometimes we just need that inner reflection of ourselves, and sometimes we need to lean on someone.
mhm.
Sometimes we may need to go to therapy. I'm not
Right.
embarrassed to say I even went to therapy.
Yes.
I went through some traumatic times in my life. One of them was my mother. She had a
Wow.
massive stroke, and
Wow.
it turned me from a boy to a man. It made me grow up with my things that I had to go through as far as bills and uh following my own dreams, going to college. It happened at the time that I was in high school and I had to move on to college. So it's like, how do I get to college? What do I do? So I had to
Wow.
go through and navigate that. And I was dealing with the trauma that was stuck to me. And I was kind of in this ball and I couldn't really break out of it. So, I leaned on someone. I went to therapy, I got help. And honestly, I would recommend that to anyone, trying to go get professional or seeking people that actually can dissect your own situation. Sometimes we can't do it on ourselves. And then,
Right.
I'm a Christian, so also God.
I
I
love that.
prayed, I made sure that I stayed in my word, and I made sure that I surrounded myself with other people that were also on the same path as me, and they were trying to get to where I was going.
Wow, I love that. I'm so delighted that that you're not ashamed about saying that you went to therapy. And
Thank you.
I'm also delighted that you're not ashamed to talk about God. And I know there are some listeners out there who struggle with the fact that they feel like, well, can I do therapy and believe in God at the same time? So what would be your message to them?
I definitely see how that can be hard at times
Mhm.
because it's kind of a spiritual versus flesh.
Mm,
And sometimes your spiritual side will say, well, oh, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And
mhm,
that's exactly what you should do. That's how you should feel.
mhm.
But then sometimes here on earth, with the fleshly, with people and different things that you may want to go about, sometimes that spirit, it doesn't fully get inside of you to really push you to that next level.
Mm.
Sometimes flesh wise, the enemy is in everything, and sometimes things can come at you or toward you
Right.
that we don't expect.
Right.
So honestly, getting that fleshly help, getting leaning on other people, helping yourself, loving yourself,
Mhm.
finding your self-worth and
Right.
really capitalizing on your self-worth, that really does help you.
I love that, finding yourself. So listen, you have just dropped some amazing nuggets. And I
Thank you.
think you've said a lot of things that a lot of people can relate to. I mean, a lot of people can relate to going through difficulties and challenges and, having to push past those, obstacles and barriers and things of that nature. And I know that you happen to be taking the stage this weekend, and I'm sure you are going to set that stage on fire. So can you tell our audience just a little bit about what your presentation will be about?
Yes, so my presentation specifically will actually be about my story. I'm going to take you from the beginning to the end. So I will take you from the traumas that I faced,
Wow.
from where my family brought me from, how my family was a huge help in my life, again, how therapy was, how I made it to and through college. I actually finished college with a bachelor's of science in
Wow.
marketing, psychology, and health.
That's amazing.
So going from a college student that was lost and didn't think that he would finish, thought that he might drop out, moving on to the next part where I actually made it to or through college and I finished in three areas. So
Wow.
just taking everyone through that and just a journey, how did I get from there and how I am here right now?
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Jonathan. Okay, folks, listen. If you want to hear more from Jonathan, you have got to tune in this Saturday for the Leadership Experience Tour, where you will be hearing from about 40 to 50 phenomenal speakers from around the world. Folks, you heard it here first. Leadership Experience Tour, Detroit, Michigan. We are live and we will be broadcasting live this Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us today. Jonathan, thank you for being here. Folks, we will see you again soon on the other side.
Thank you so much.